Hey folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. I don't really talk about politics or world events on this channel very much, and there's a few good reasons for that. The first is that I feel we all get inundated with it anyway as it is. Turn on the radio, turn on the TV, open Twitter, go to CNN.com, whatever you do, it's going to be there no matter where you go. It's unavoidable, so why give you more of what you may already be mentally exhausted from? And that's the second reason I don't usually talk about politics or world events, is because mental health is important, and sometimes you need something that will get you away from what's going on in the world. So I try to keep it away from that on this channel for mental health reasons. I'm somebody who takes antidepressants myself, and I'm not ashamed of that. So I understand it's a struggle, and what's going on in the world does not make that any easier for any of us. However, on today's edition of Homebrew Review, I'm gonna make an exception to the rule for the Itch.io bundle, because this crosses over into the territory of homebrew games from indie developers, some of which went mainstream after they first came out, some of which were funded on Kickstarter to realize the dreams of these creators, and then got picked up by major publishers or distributed through limited run games. You know how this sort of thing works. And it's a pretty amazing bundle. 992 games for a minimum of $10. I chose to give more than that, but you can get it for $10 if you want. And then you have all of these incredible games, and all of the proceeds from this bundle at itch.io, itch.io, are going to relief aid and supporting humanitarian work in the current war-torn eastern half of Europe. So if you care about global events, it's a great way to support humanitarian relief work without feeling like you're participating in global events in a negative way. You're not going over there to fight. You're not encouraging the fighting. You're just trying to lend a helping hand. You can do that directly, of course. You can give to the International Red Cross or any other such group. But the motive behind a bundle like this is to get people who might be on the sidelines, on the fence, and get them to jump in and give to a good cause. And you get something pretty spectacular in return. I mean, look at the games that I'm scrolling through and downloading right now. There is a world of incredible titles. And sometimes these bundle offerings, like Humble Bundle, are not always helpful to me because they tend to be platform specific, and a lot of them are Windows based. But this Itch.io bundle is loaded with Mac OS games, so it's perfect for a Mac guy like me. There are also Linux and Windows versions, so you can pick whichever platform you have, and there's probably something for you, especially with 992 different offerings available. And I should also add that this is DRM free, which is an Itch.io standard. They do not believe in digital rights management, so you are getting these games without any form of copy protection or security software that would slow down your gameplay experience. You also will not be using Steam to launch any of these games. These are applications which will install directly onto your platform of choice, whether it's Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. So, now that you know all of that, why did I pick Celeste in particular? In fact, why would I even want it when I already have it two other ways? I have it on the PS4 and I have it on the Switch. Well, first of all, I'm just blown away that a game the quality of Celeste would be given away as part of this bundle for relief work. And I do mean given away quite literally, because you are paying less for this entire bundle than this one game alone is worth. I am absolutely convinced of that. Having played Celeste, it is a spectacular, intricate platforming game with an amazing story, a beautiful, haunting soundtrack, and a challenge level that will punish a newcomer and even give experienced platform game players a little bit of a pause. It does not go easy on you, but it makes it that much more rewarding whenever you complete a task. So believe me when I say it's worth paying for it again just to play it on Mac OS, which I thought was an amazing opportunity, and to my pleasant surprise, it immediately recognized my 6-button Genesis USB controller. I had already linked it with Bluetooth, and the moment I opened the game, it said press A, and I pressed A on the controller. I didn't have to set it up in the options. I didn't have to configure anything. It just knew I was using a Bluetooth controller to play the game. So my hat's off to the developer, and my hat's off to itch.io as well, because that is just a beautiful experience as a gamer when you don't have to do anything and it just works. That's why people love console gaming after all, because you put in a disc, you pick up a controller, it just works. I'm not trying to dog on PC gamers. This is not a PC gamer rant. I like PC games. I'm playing a game on a PC right now. I'm just saying there is something to be admired about how consoles elegantly solve all of the problems of having the right graphics card, the right CPU, the right drivers, the right configuration for your controllers. They just handle all of that for you, so you can just pick up a controller and play. Your experience will of course be different from mine, but I feel reasonably assured that with 992 games and a wide variety of them that are either Mac, Linux, or Windows, you're going to find something that works for you and works right away. And you're getting so many great games with the knowledge in the back of your mind that not only are you getting these games, but you're doing some good for some people who really need the help right now. And that's as close as getting political as I will probably ever get on this channel 99% of the time. I think what's going on sucks right now. I'm really not a fan of the president of Russia, and I deeply feel the concern for the people who are in the Ukraine who are suffering, and not just because of the just tremendous ordeal they are dealing with, but the fact that in my own family, my wife's family, she has Ukrainian relatives. She's not like a great deal Ukrainian, maybe like an 8th or a 16th, but it's part of her history. It's deeply personal to her, and that makes it deeply personal to me, which is again why I would probably rather avoid talking about things like this. You can tell it's making my voice tremble a little bit because it is so heartfelt and personal, but knowing that I can do some good and get to play some games, how can you beat that? How can you just scoff at that combination? I would feel so insulted if I found out that the proceeds from this bundle weren't going to humanitarian work. I would feel like I had been conned or played, but because it's itch.io or itch.io if you prefer, their reputation has been very strong and very good in the gaming community up until now. And I see no reason to think that every dollar that goes towards these humanitarian causes won't end up exactly where it's supposed to be. So if I seem to be more motivated to talk about this than usual, there's a tweet that I retweeted or tweeted a reply to a few days ago that I think hits home about this. And I apologize for not remembering the original author, but you can look at my timeline at Mr. MegaManFan, MrMegaManFan, and you'll find it. And the tweet was to the effect of, why are retro gamers not talking about what's going on right now? Are we so insular and so self-concerned with our own gaming hobby that we can't speak to the larger issues going on right now? And I did respond with the comment that I made at the beginning of this video where I said, Some of us would rather not inundate our followers with it when we already get inundated with it everywhere else we go, but that doesn't mean that we don't care about these issues. So this is my way of saying retro gamers do care. And I'm telling you that I care by making this video and by purchasing this bundle. But I'm also getting some really high quality homebrew games and maybe some really low quality ones too. I mean, there's 992 games, or 992 items, I should say. They're not all games. There might be a few digital books or other things mixed in there. But the point is, with 992, they can't all be brilliant, right? They're not all going to be Celeste. But if all you got was the games that I downloaded, which were Celeste, Baba Is You, Minute, 2064 read-only memories, I mean, you're going to get your value, whether you give 10, 15, 25, or 50, or any amount. You're going to find more than enough to scratch your itch. Pun very much intended. I'm Mr. MegaManFan. I hope you're all doing well, physically and mentally, keeping your health, and I hope that the people of the Ukraine can pull through this terrible situation they're in right now. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you again real soon.